Hey, welcome back. This is episode 6, and I'm super excited about today's lesson. We are going to learn about multi-dimensional arrays, and we are also going to learn about sprite graphics, like in the 1980s. So this is a big step. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope this starts your mind thinking about possibilities. You can do a lot with what we're going to learn today. So think about it, play with it, and have a great time. Let me know what you think in the comments. So we talked in the past about arrays, and an array is a way to work with groups of things, like a group of numbers or a group of strings. Sometimes you need a two-dimensional array, so that is an array of arrays. We're going to get to that in just a minute. And don't forget, you can create an array and fill it. If you don't specify a character or a string or a number, it will just fill it with undefined, which means nothing. You might be tempted to create a multi-dimensional array like this. And if you do this, it's going to look like it worked. See? An array of arrays, two-dimensional. But watch what happens if we try to set something in this array. Let's try to set something towards the middle. Create one X in the middle. Now let's look at what we did. When we expand this, look, it created a whole bunch of them. What happened here is we basically have the same array copied 5 times. So anytime you change one, it changes all of them. That's not what we want. This is how you create a multi-dimensional array. So create your first array, fill it with nothing, and then map it. So that's going to go over every item in that array of 5 and change it from nothing to a new array. If you don't understand this, it's fine. You probably won't. Just remember how to do this. Save this code. So we're going to create a 5 by 5 array of spaces. Okay. Now, if we try to change one of the items to an X, and then we display it, it worked, right? Only one of the things changed. That's what we want. So now you've seen the incorrect way and the correct way to create a two-dimensional array. Now you can also create bigger arrays, of course. Let's do that just so you can see what that might look like. So you see there's 5 down and 10 across. The first number is how many down, and the second number is how many across. And don't forget, 0, 0 is the top left. Okay, perfect. So now let's try to put something at the other corner. So our first number is going to be 4, because the first number is how far down. And the second number is going to be 9. That's across. Now if we actually look at this, there we go. Perfect, right at the very end, other corner. Okay, go ahead and go to pixelart.com. Notice the creative spelling of pixel there. And click Start Drawing. If you see this, just click New Drawing. All right, the fastest way to get through this menu is just to click favicon. Don't worry about all these options. Favicon is what we want. It's a 16 by 16 little sprite. Click OK. I'm going to select the RGB colors, which is just 8 simple colors. Close the ads. Okay, let's make a tree. Make sure you have the pencil icon selected. Sorry, the pencil tool. Oops, that's not the color I want. Grab the color you want and make a tree and leave some empty space on the edges. If you make a mistake, you can erase with the erase tool. I'm just gonna come around here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just experimenting. We can make it perfect later. Let's fill it in a little bit, but I don't know, maybe not all the way. Give it some texture. And we're gonna need a tree trunk. And let's just give it a little base. Okay, so now we have a basic tree. I think that looks kind of like a tree. Go to File, and then Export. We want to save this thing out. We want to save it as a PNG. So just click Download PNG. Okay. All right, now search for PNG to base64 converter. And click any of those first few links. I'm going to show you how to do this with two different links. You grab the image you just saved. You got to search for PIXIL. Now I created two trees. I'm going to grab the one I like best. So we'll open that. Now it gives me this strange encoding. Make sure you select data image URL if there's an option for that. And the encoding up there will change a little bit. So this is the encoding. You want to select it, copy it. That's your image. Let's try another link. Let's try the third one. It's going to be kind of the same thing. Select your local file. So again, grab your tree, search for PIXIL. Grab the tree that you want, assuming you made 1, 2, or 3, whatever. And then look for data URL or URI. Click the encode button, and again, you get the same thing. So grab that. We need that. That's your tree. All right, back to DevTools. I'm going to introduce you to a new concept. We can create an image on the fly. So tree equals new image, and it's going to be 100 by 100. So that's the size, width, and height. And then tree.source, just paste that string you got from your base64 converter in the last section. Now we can do document.body.appendChild tree. And there it is. Look, it's 100 by 100. Now, what if we append it again? Nothing happens. Let's look at what's going on. Go switch to Elements tab. See, there's only one in here, even though we added it twice. So you can't add the same thing 2 times unless you clone it first. So this is going to make a copy and then add the copy. Now you see there's two images in the body. So we can do this as many times as we want. Okay, let's create an array. We'll call it tree line. And we're just going to put a pattern in here. So X means tree and space means no tree. Now let's go ahead and loop over our tree line. So for I equals 0, well, I is less than treeline.length. I equals I plus 1. And if the current slot is an X, then we want to draw a tree. So we'll append a tree, cloned tree. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so it gave us 4 trees. We had 4 X's, but where's the spaces? I think we forgot to account for the space. So the easiest way to do this is just to create a blank image. We'll call it blank. Blank equals new image, same size, 100 by 100. That's in pixels, but we don't need to put px here. Okay. So now let's make our for loop a little bit smarter. Else means if it's not an x, then we want to append child blank and clone it, of course. Okay, now look at that. Let's clear everything. This is getting confusing. If you do document.body.inner.html equals empty string, it clears your rendering. Let's run this again. Okay, look at that. We got our tree line, just like the array. See the pattern? Tree, tree, space, space, tree, space, space, tree. Let's go ahead and make some aesthetic improvements. I'm going to set the body background color to black. Oops, not blank, black. There we go. Now let's run this for loop a few more times. Starting to get the picture of what we might be doing. Looks like we got a forest here. Looking good.